Okay. A very good morning, one and all present here. I, Satyam Khare, welcome you all on behalf of ISF College of Pharmacy in the ISFCP Dialogue Series 2023 under the aegis of IQAC and IIC of ISFCP Moga Punjab. So, dear friends, today we have Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel, sir, as our expert of the day. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Satyam.
Before starting the lecture, I first introduce our expert in brief. So, start with his academic qualification. Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel completed his B Pharm with honors from GRKIST Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh in 2004 to 2008. MS Pharm Natural Products from Naipur, Kolkata in 2008 to 10 under the tutelage of Dr. B.C. Paul, ex-scientist G and ex-deputy director CSIR IICB Kolkata. He received his PhD in specialization of natural products from Naipur, SAS Nagar in 2010 to 15 under the tutelage of late Professor K.K. Bhutani, ex-director and head of natural products, Naipur, SAS Nagar. Post PhD, he has more than 8 years of industrial experience in the field of pharmaceutical science, and he served as a research scientist pharma at the Himalaya Drug Company from Feb 2015 to August 2018. During this tenure, he worked on drug discovery, natural product isolation, structure elucidation of phytomolecules, functional foods, dietary supplements, phytochemistry, and biotechnology aspects of natural products, green technologies for developing nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. He also served on the position of head R&D home care at Tiny Step from September 2018 to Feb 2019, acquired by Good Glam Group. During this tenure, he worked on development of natural ingredients-based baby and pet-safe home care and personal care products. And he also served as phytochemist, product developer, personal care at Almora Botanica UK Limited from March 2019 to May 2021. During this tenure, he worked on formulation design and concept note of 19 products such as creams, lotions, oil, masks, lip balm, and serum, etc. Evaluation and standardization, claim substantiation, labeling, validation, optimization, stability, scale-up, technology transfer, license and product launch in Europe, UK, US, Singapore, Japan, and Hong Kong. Currently, he's working as a head R&D at the Bombay Hemp Company from June 2021 to present, and working on the formulation and product development in three major segments: pharma, cosmetics, nutritional range, including administration form of products, concentrations, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamics of cannabinoid molecules like THC and CBD, Ayurveda principle of medicines in depth, understanding of pharmacology of cannabinoids molecules. So, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel has numerous awards and other achievements also. He is GATE 2008 qualified in pharmaceutical science with 97.87 percentile. He is awarded by Inspire Fellowship IF 10632 for doctoral program from Department of Science and Technology, DST, India. He is a gold medalist throughout his bachelor's and master's too, and awarded by the University Gold Medal, the Vice Chancellor Gold Medal, and Srimati Kamala Chaturvedi Endowment Gold Medal during B Pharm, and he also awarded by Gold Medal during MS Pharm in Naipur. He received international travel grant from Department of Biotechnology to attend 13th Congress of the International Society for Ethnopharmacology, Graz, Austria, Europe, in September 2 to 6 in 2012. Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel is a life member of IPS and IPA. He also selected as an expert member for brainstorming meeting on renewing the tradition of natural products research in India, organized by CDRI Lucknow, UP, India on 21 to 23rd Jan 2016. Sir has filed 3 patents. Among that, he filed 1 European patent, 1 US patent, and 1 international patent. After that, Sir also has so many international national publications, among that SCI Index Journals 23, Citations 670, Edge Index 12, I10 Index 12. He also presented 20 posters at international conferences and symposia, also invited for 11 oral presentation and lectures. He attended 9 international workshop training programs. Sir is also an advisory board member of World Journal of Pharmaceutical Research. He also a reviewer of Natural Product Research, Journal of Pharmacy and Pharmacology, British Biomedical Bulletins, etc. So guys, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel sir has a very vast experience in the field of pharmacy and hope his today's lecture will be very beneficial for the pharma professionals as well as the students of pharmacy who want to join the research and development as their career. Before we start the lecture, I want to request our worthy director, Professor Dr. G.D. Gupta sir, to please enlighten the program with his word. Dear sir, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Satyam Khareji. So, first of all, I am thankful Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel ji for accepting our invitation. From ISF family and from core of my hearts, I welcome you, Dr. Neeraj ji, at ISF College of Pharmacy, ISF Dialogue Series. And your resumes and you have worked on lot of work done scientifically, research, patent, so many things you did in your life. I hope that you are doing the excellent job in the field, and the purpose behind of this ISF series dialogue, this is we are the running under the IQAC. So I hope that your lecture it will be the very helpful and fruitful to the scientists, not only the ISF College of Pharmacy, because this lecture it will be the available in the YouTube channel of ISF College of Pharmacy. So many scientists person they will be take the benefit with this lecture. So without taking time, because I know that this is the time bound schedule we want to run this show. So without taking time, I again welcome Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel ji and thankful to our core team for just giving the opportunity to interact such types of the very dedicated person, Dr. Neeraj, toward the profession and very dedication in their work. So thank you very much, and over to Dr. Satyam ji.
Thank you, sir. So now welcome our today's expert, Dr. Neeraj Kumar Patel, sir, who talks on the topic Vijaya, Cannabis, sativa, Hemp, Medicinal Facts and Current Regulatory Framework. Sir, please start your lecture. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Director Sir, for introducing, and thank you, Dr. Satyam, for giving a brief introduction. I congratulate the college doing a fantastic job. I can also see the NRIF ranking. It is very nice to see that such college got the highest NRIF ranking consequently for the 3 years and maybe more if based on my read. I also thankful to the organizing committee, those who are involved in like organizing such series, which will be helpful to the nurturing budding scientists that they can refer to these series, and not only my lecture but any other lecture of their interest of topic, which they can nurture and do best in their life in the industry and serve the humankind. So with that note, I would like to start my lecture. That is basically on the Vijaya, which is well known in some parts of India, and I'm going to talk about majorly the two aspects in 1 hour time. I will try to finish it. That is like majorly on the current regulatory framework which is prevailing in India, and plus the medical benefits which we can avail through this wonderful herb or the medicine. So as you know, the Vijaya is like a name which is we got it from the Sanskrit name of for the constituent that is called Bhang. So I just start my lecture with the Sanskrit shlok that is Bhanga Ganja Matulani Madini Vijaya Jaya Bhanga Kafahari Tikta Grahani Pachni Laghu Tikshna Ushnaha Pitala Muhammad Vakya Vardhini. So as you see, the shlok indicates that they are the synonyms of Bhang, that is also known as Ganja, Matulani, Madini, Vijaya, and Jaya. So I just stick on the Vijaya name because that is a Sanskrit name and it is widely used in all the preparation on the medicinal preparation, which I'm going to show you in the following slide as well. The Bhanga and Vijaya. Vijaya means to like to get the victory over others. Jaya means to get the victory over oneself. So if we have any bad quality, if we are getting a victory on oneself, then it is called Jay, Jay Prapt Karna. In Hindi, we call it. And if somebody is like conquering with the opposite party with any disease condition, or maybe from the opposing factor is winning, then we can call it a Vijaya. So now the second stanza talks about the pharmacological property. As you know, in Ayurveda, there's a three dosha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So Vijaya is meant to manage the Kapha dosh majorly. It is bitter in taste, so that's why you have more appetite. There will be improvement in the appetite, have very good digestive property. It's light in weight, piercing and hot in potency. So it aggravates Pitta dosh, but we have to take in a very small quantity. And from the major pharmacological point of view, it is a hypnotic, sedative, and when consumed, it increases the talking capacity of that person. So this is the information we gathered from the ancient medical text, and I have quoted from the Bhayo Prakash Nigantu, verses 141 to 145. If we go further, if we want to further see the pharmacological activity of bhang, so all type of shula means pain. So it has known to take care of, alleviate all kinds of pain, whether it's a back pain, lumbar pain, muscular pain, and nidra nasha, shula hara, shira shula. It's also helpful in providing you good sleep, better sleep. Also helpful in managing the sexual disorders. Also helpful in providing the relief from anxiety, or at least managing the anxiety. So there are lots of pharmacological indication have been provided in the ancient medical text. Not only in ancient tech, there are other institute which are tremendly working on Vijaya, that is called cannabis sativa. This I am going to share you more information how it is botanically recognized in the ancient medical text. So for time being, I am using the word Vijaya. So Vijaya is have been researched by researchers like Dr. Rabindranath Acharya, who has provided a review on Vijaya, also by Dr. Taware, who has done the clinical trial on the water wash that is called Shodit Bhang for the cancer patients, and he has found that there's a quality improvement in their life once they use the Bhang-based medication. There's also a coverage from Dr. Arno, who has covered the Indian perspective on cannabis for treatment of pain. Not only that, there are lots of traditional formulation that we call classical Ayurvedic formulation that have mention of Bhang or Vijaya in as one of the very hero ingredient, I can say. So one of the few formulation which I wanted to quote here is Lakshmi Vilasa Rasam Sarpagandha Ghanavati Vilvadi Churna Amruta Vatika Rasa Rasa Raja Rasa Rasa. So these are the few formulation which I have indicated, which has some other ingredient as well from the Ayurveda, but they have the peculiar place, or I can say the special place for the Vijaya, that is Bhang. So Vijaya Gutika, that contains like Shatavari, Gorakh Mundi, Yashti Madhu, Guruchi, Sendha Namak. So this formulation can be meant for for the elevation of pain, to improve the digestive fire, also as the anti-diarrhea, and also to increase the sperm count, improve the skin tone. So we can see clearly that there are lots of formulation. I think if I recall correctly, there are more than 141 formulations are mentioned in the ancient textbook that contains bhang. Coming to the scientific classification, cannabis is a genus name and it comes from the Cannabiaceae family. It has majorly three species that is widely studied, that is Cannabis indica, Cannabis sativa, and Cannabis ruderalis. So majorly for the medical purpose use and for the licensing purpose use, Ayush license purpose use, we quote bhang as a cannabis sativa. So now it is very important to understand what is the major difference between these two species, or between the three species majorly. The first is cannabis sativa, another is cannabis indica, and third is cannabis ruderalis. So the first species, as you see on the screen, that is cannabis sativa, that is very heighted, and compared to the other congeners like other species like indica and ruderalis, it is low in THC content, and it has more majorly the industrial use. And in India, we generally use cannabis sativa. The reason for that, because we are having a low THC, so that is allowed as per the Ayush government. Second is high THC, that is cannabis indica, and it has medicinal use as well as other uses. And majorly, it is found in other countries like US and other countries of the world. And ruderalis we generally do not use. It is a very short heighted and a mixed variety, I can say, of sativa and indica. It overlaps with the characteristic of indica and sativa. So it is very important to understand the NDPS Act, those who are very well aware, but I just wanted to make it very clear and I wanted to take the highlights. What is the curricular difference and what is a major difference between these terms when we call it bhang, ganja and charas? So as per the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substances Act 1985, there is a clear definition what we call it bhang and the ganja and charas. So if we take the same plant, I can take the example of neem plant. If we take the leaves of the plant, and there may be a flowers also, that is called nimboli. There is also a root, stem, branches. So they're different parts of the same plant. Similarly, bhang also have different parts, and different parts is known by different names. So if we take the leaves of the bhang plant, then we call it bhang, and we generally used in North India and Central India. Generally, we use in like festival like Holi and Shivratri, where it colloquially used from the shops, that is the licensed shops, bhang shops, and that is generally used as a bhang, that is called leaves, that is a leaf part. Second is ganja. When we take the flowering top, we can take the flowers or the flowering tops of the same plant, then it is called ganja. And whenever we are using the resin from the same plant, resin it can be obtained from the branches or whether from the flowering tops or maybe other parts of the plant, then it is called charas. So there is a clear definition difference between bhang, gaja, and charas. And being a Bombay Hemp company and being an Indian current regulatory framework, we are only allowed to use bhang. So all the companies who are based out of India and those who are working in a Vijaya or cannabis space, they are using only bhang leaves, and that is only allowed as per the Ayush to make the medicine under the Ayush license. So in NDPS Act, I just wanted to take the highlight where they have defined what I just mentioned, charas and ganja, but they have clearly mentioned, I've highlighted also, excluding the seeds and leaves. So when you exclude the seeds and leaves, then it is not covered under the NDPS Act. So it is free to use from leaves and seeds are allowed to use for the medicinal purposes, and for the seeds are generally excluded. Like we use the opium seed, that is we use like khaskhas, we use in for curries, in vegetables curries. So same way we can also use the hemp seeds. And I'm also happy to share recent time in the recent year, hemp seeds or bhang seeds also recognized under the FSI as a food ingredient. So it is allowed to use in all the food category to make any kind of food preparation as well. So now there is also confusion generally come from the Western world where they also have a do not have clarity on the hemp and marijuana. So I just wanted to state here, if there's no difference between the hemp and marijuana from the plant point of view. Both have the same maybe same genus, same species or the same name of the plant, but it all depend on the THC level. If the THC concentration is less than 0.3%, then we call the plant as hemp. If it is having greater than 0.3%, then we call it a marijuana. And in India, we are only allowed to use the hemp grade, that is industrial grade plant, which is goes in the formulations. So now again the questions come. That is hemp legal? Because as I mentioned, the cannabis sativa, that is called bhang, and bhang is also called hemp. And we generally use the hemp in our formulation. So there is always a confusion: is hemp legal? So I already mentioned that as per the NDPS Act, it is very clearly mentioned that seeds and leaves are allowed to use, and flowers and fruits we are not supposed to use because that comes under the NDPS Act. So all the formulation what you see in our company as well as in other companies who are based on cannabis or Vijaya, they use only the leaves or seeds part. So this also I covered on the Vogue magazine where I have clarified these doubts. Now, once we understood that bhang or Vijaya is legal, now it's important to know if it is excluded from the NDPS Act, then under what license we can make the formulation. So, the bhang or Vijaya can be used under the Ayush license, that is allowed because Vijaya or bhang is mentioned in the ancient medical text in all the granthas as per the Schedule 1 52. It also found the listed in most of the books as per the 52 schedule books as per the Schedule 1 of the Drug and Cosmetic Act and rules. And but we have to make a note, The bhang, it's also considered as per the Schedule E1 substance. So when I say Schedule E1 substance means we have to use this bhang, but with some precaution. So when I say precaution, the bhang that is like used for oral consumption. If it's presented in a capsule, tincture that need to be consumed orally, then we need a prescription from the doctor so that we make sure how much quantity need to be taken as per the disease condition of the individual or the patient. But when we are making a cream, lotion, any topical preparation, then we do not need any prescription. It can be taken under OTC as a OTC product, or it can be easily taken without the prescription. So I will reinstate, if any formulation that is meant for oral consumption, then it need to be taken under the prescription, valid prescription of a registered medical prescription practitioner. And if it is a topical preparation, then it can be taken under any prescription, under without prescription, I mean to say. So there are some guidelines where we have to follow, like whenever we are making any Schedule E1 substance, then we have to carry out some toxicity study, like we have to carry it out, it is mandatory to carry it out acute toxicity study in rats, and there are other battery of tests, toxicity study we need to carry out before launch of bhang based products is in topical as well as in oral consumption range. So as I mentioned, bhang does not only have medicinal uses, but also have some other uses. If you go to north region of like India, you can see literally there is a horse bat made of bhang sheaves or fibers. There are clothes we can make from the hemp fiber, from the hemp stem. We can also make, there are the houses made of sheaves, or the bricks are made of hemp sheaves. So there are other uses also. Seeds are also used in not only in cosmetic, but also in like food grade. As a hemp seed oil is a major range where we can use, that is rich in the omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids. It is a clear substitute for the fish oil. Those who are vegetarian and follow the vegetarian principle, they can easily get the omega-3 and omega-6 levels in like 1:3 ratio, which is generally usually found in like fish oil only. So then also it has very good anti-inflammatory property. So it can be used for for any inflammation, rashes. It can also have like a GLE, gamma linolenic acid, that is used for in the skincare range, which can help in you removing the red rashes, eczema, psoriasis, and other condition. Fiber, as I mentioned, it have like you can make it the mold, you can make the insulation material, bricks, leaves. I has already mentioned it can be used in a medicinal purpose. Shifts can be used for bedding material for the horse, construction, and the bricks. So there are multiple uses of this plant. Now, just to give you some highlight how we can process this plant. So as I mentioned, this is a regulatory material. So we collect the bhang. We do not collect the bhang from the field. We get it from the government of India. So every state has authority to provide you the quota, to provide you the specified quantity. After proper, due diligence, they can provide you the proper quantity that is in the requested form. So that need to be presented to the government official. So he can provide you that particular quota or that particular quantity of bhang that only is allowed for the medicinal purposes. So as I mentioned, the way we do the cultivation of other herbs like turmeric, vidhania, ashwagandha. So as per current regulatory framework, we all material for the bhang leaf we collect it from the government of India. So after that, once we collect the material, we go it for drying, and then we can do the size reduction, that is comminution, and then we can pick up the extraction. We can do the alcoholic extraction, hydroalcoholic extraction. We can also go for supercritical fluid extraction of our choice. Then we can remove the solvent. We will get the alcoholic, hydroalcoholic, or supercritical fluid extract. That extract we can go for decarboxylation, so that we can enrich amount of CBD and THC, and also depend on what kind of molecules we are looking for. We can also do some kind of one level or second level of fractionation to get the right kind of phytoconstituent or the specific markers for the different disease indication. So this is a general overview how we can purify the Vijaya leaf. The similar method can found in ancient medical text, that is called Shodhana. So as per the schedule, as per the Ayurvedic principle, that is also kind of purification. Shodhana is directly meant for purification of any material, that can be done with different process like hot water, with milk, with like roasting and then milk, right? So we can there are four procedures which can be employed to like purify the bhang leaves. Now coming to the phytoconstituent, has like majorly, as I mentioned, it has more plothras of phytoconstituent, like more than 113 different kind of cannabinoids are found. So these are called cannabinoids. It is like similarly the way we call opioids. It's like opium like. So here we can call cannabinoid like cannabis like, or the any molecule which has the terpene phenolic skeleton, then we termed as a cannabinoid. So I'm just discussing about the major cannabinoid that is found, like CBD, THC. These are the major cannabinoids, major cannabinoid. Then also CBG, CPN, CBC. In recent year, lots of research is going all over the globe on the other molecules like CBG, CBN, CBC, where they are finding that it also have some specific pharmacological effect in the individuals. Coming to the CBD and THC, just we have to make a note that CBD is a non-psychoactive agent, so you can use higher dose also of CBD. It will not get any side effects. But THC, when it comes, it has psychoactive property. So at low quantity that is required to elicit the pharmacological response, that will be decided by the physician or the practitioner. So we have to be very cautious when we are taking the THC enriched fraction or THC enrich any kind of preparation. And but the CBD, CBG, CBC, CBN, CBC can be taken at high dose because these are generally regarded as a non-psychoactive active molecules. So I just wanted to share here as well the kind of different kind of like category of cannabinoids. So those cannabinoids which are obtained from plants are termed as phytocannabinoids, that is THC and CBD. There are also a synthetic cannabinoid which are prepared in the laboratory, the way we prepare the other synthetic molecules. So these are termed as a synthetic cannabinoids like URB 597, JZL184. They have termed based on their discovery from the respective pharmacy like companies, pharmaceutical companies. Interesting fact here is we also have endocannabinoids. So when I say endocannabinoid, means inside there's something cannabinoid which are produced in situ, which is already present in our body, or it is present in it is produced in our body as and when required. For example, the way the cortisol get produced in our body when we see there's any stress condition, or when there is like a day activity, dinacharya, when we say in Ayurvedic principle, daytime like from 6 to 6 p.m., then again there is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So there's a release of alternative release of cortisol and melatonin, so that we make sure there is a sleep and wake cycle would be maintained in a human being. Similarly, endocannabinoids are produced when there is a stress condition, when there is a panic, when there is a pain condition. These molecules get released due to the stress conditions or due to the specific conditions, that is called anandamide, AEA, and to acylglycerol. To acylglycerol, there is a molecule that is attached, atenolol glycerol. So that's why it is called 2AG. So these are the molecules which are already which are produced inside the body when depending on the prevailing condition. It is very interesting fact to note that CBD and THC only differ in they are the tautomers, I can say in a simple line. They are the ketoenol tautomerism is happening here, and CBD is like a enol form and THC is a keto form. So this is the only difference that make these two molecules to elicit different pharmacological action. Like THC is psychoactive and CBD is non-psychoactive. So otherwise the structure looks similar, and they have the all desired benefits which is meant to be delivered in the individual. So as you know that whenever we call a system, whether it is like endocannabinoid system, or it can be like RAS system, renin angiotensin system, and any other system which is present in our human body. So it comprises of the drug molecule or the receptors, or we can say ligands. So it consists of three things, three major things, that is like receptor, then drug or ligands, and also the enzymes, which are responsible for making or producing such molecules or degrading such molecules. So all three constitute the system, that is called endocannabinoid system. So as you see on the slide, we have majorly two receptors, that is called cannabinoid receptor, CB1, CB2. And CB1 receptors is majorly present in the central nervous system, where you can find that is comprises of brain and spinal cord. Then we have CB2 that is present in the peripheral nervous system and the somatic nervous system. That comprises of stomach, kidney, liver, skin, and joints. So these areas we can find the presence of CB2 receptors. Coming to the molecules or the ligand side, we have majorly the THC and CBD, but we also have like 113 cannabinoids that can bind to any of these two receptors and also to the other receptors. Coming to the enzymes, so there is enzyme that can degrade like fatty acid hydrolase enzyme that can helpful in the degradation of these molecules. Once it get produced, it has to be it has to be excreted from the body. So that's why there's a phase 1, phase 2 transformation happen. So these enzymes helpful in the degradation of THC and CBD molecules. So now in the following slide, I'm going to tell you how these ligands, receptors, and the enzyme systems helpful in providing the desired pharmacological benefits. But before I move to the next slide, it is very important to know the anandamide and 2-arecanyl glycerol are majorly binds to the CB1 receptors, and in case of specifically in the case of anandamide, it has more binding affinity towards CB1 receptor than CB2 receptors. However, 2-arecanyl glycerol can equally bind to either to the CB1 receptor or CB2 receptor. Interesting fact is THC 20 times bind towards CB1 receptors and very less affinity towards CB2 receptors. CB2 molecule does not bind to either of the CB1 or CB1 2 receptor directly, but it can bind to the allosteric site of these two receptors. And it is also found in recent years, the research has also tells us that CB2 binds to other receptors also, apart from the CB1 or CB2 receptors. So this is the diagram of the human body, where you can find that the receptors, the CB1 receptors, are majorly found in the central nervous system or spinal cord, and the CB2 receptors are found in immune system, in the stomach, muscles, bones, GIT tract. So where they are responsible for delivering the desired pharmacological benefits. So this is the one slide where I wanted to showcase the CBD, where else it can bind. As I mentioned, CB2 does not bind to CB1 or CB2 receptor, but it can also bind to the allosteric site. So CB1 receptors, as you see on the screen, that is like psychosis, schizophrenia. So there it will act as an allosteric antagonist. So it bind to the allosteric site and act as an allosteric antagonist. But it can CB2 has a capability to bind it to other receptors, like it can be serotonin receptor 5-HT1, it can bind to PPR gamma receptor, GABA or R receptor, then 5-HT3A receptor, TRP1 receptors. So wherever it binds, it helpful in it can be used. These molecules are found to provide the benefits, or at least managing the epileptic condition, managing the psychosis, schizophrenia, managing the anxiety, helpful in depression, elevating from the depression condition. So these CBD has founded globally and as well as in India, found its benefits toward these disease indication. Not only CBD has benefit in the pharmacology, rather I can say majorly from the disease indication area, but it also found it from the cosmetic application or in the dermocosmetic application. So this slide, as you see the diagram of the skin, where there is a diagram of the hair follicle, and there is a endocannabinoid system. Again, the ECS system sits on the skin, and there is a epidermal, dermal, and there is a hypodermis. Epidermis consists of 5 layer, where it is after that there's a dermis layer, and then there's a hypoderma, then muscle, fat layer, then muscle. So it also have the same kind of receptors like TRP receptors, and it also have like CB1, CB2 receptors. So whatever molecule, whether it's the CBDs, THC, or any other cannabinoids, when it is applied in a form of cream, lotion, oils, it can bind to the specific receptors and provide the relief against the pain indication, against the inflammation, also to improve the skin condition, improve the hydration, or to provide you like relief from the skin rashes or any other disease indications. This is again the same thing which is presented like where it can bind like CBD and THC molecules. And so THC and CBD like CB1, CB2, THC majorly bind to the CB1, CB2 receptors, and CBD can bind to TRP1, GRP1, and still research is going on what other receptor, unidentified receptor it can bind to elevate its pharmacological response. So it is very interesting to know as well that now whatever I've shared, that is majorly from the national regulatory framework, that is the Indian scenario, but globally it is well recognized medicine, and they have gone ahead. They have lots of clinical trials have been carried out on the cannabis-based medication, and the drug it is called dronabinol, nabilol, namoximil. So there's a THC capsule approved by the FDA for the treatment of anorexia associated with the weight loss in the patient with AIDS and nausea and vomiting, and it can be used as a no as a substitute to the anti-emetic drug regime. Then there's another like molecule, the drug that is Nabilon. That is, there is also THC capsule approved for treatment of nausea and vomiting, especially with the cancer patients who are going through the chemotherapy. There we have found that they have a less appetite, they have a no the nausea and vomiting issue because of the side effect of the chemotherapeutic drugs. So there in US and in the other countries, and in like in our case also, most of the oncologists and the doctor teams, they prescribe our medicine for to tackle such issues in the cancer patients especially. Uh, Coming closely to the herbal preparation or the natural extract form of bhang, so I have in mind like sativex, that is contains whole plant extract containing both THC and CBD, and that need to be administered sublingually so that it can directly go to the bloodstream through the mucosal membrane, and it can bypass the first pass metabolism, so that the degradation of THC and CBD can be alleviated or can be controlled to some extent, and we can expect the the onset of action within like 40 minutes or to 1 hour range. That would be the onset of action. It goes for 3 to 4 hours when it is taken through the submucosal route or sublingual route. There are plethoras of clinical trials happen on cannabis and to managing especially the neuropathic pain. That is like randomized control trial has been carried out in 66 patients with central neuropathic pain due to MS. Then also tallodinia. Then there's also cancer patients. So lots of clinical trial majorly for the neuropathic pain, where they have found there's a success in managing the neuropathic pain and also to improving in the pain severity scale. Also, cannabis found in providing the relief in a rheumatoid arthritis, where there is improvement in the arthritic score, baseline score, and also the morning stiffness, sleep quality. So it does work. In fact, we also have carried out the clinical trial on our medicine in the at National Institute of Ayurveda, where we have found that our product Bohico Glide Plus is helpful in like managing the symptomatic, providing symptomatic relief against arthritis. And there's another product that we have, even I can show on my screen. There is a Pristine. So this is found to be helpful in managing the eczematic condition, in providing a relief against eczema, that is called Vichachika, and it's also like improving the condition like kushtas, and also to alleviating, providing the hydration against the severe dryness skin condition, also providing the relief against skin rashes, inflammation. So this trial was very successful, And it is a top selling product from our company. What we have seen as per the data set, that the cannabis has found to be providing the relief against the eczematic condition. We have also carried out the like safety and post-marketing surveillance, where we have found the Bohico piece product that is helpful in managing the neuropathic pain, chronic pain, for nausea, vomiting, controlling the chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting side effects, improving appetite. So from other indication areas. So this is just to sharing you example that bhang has found profound use in the medicinal preparation, and we have seen from our own eyes that it is doing a fantastic job providing the relief for certain disease indications. These are the some coverage where media coverage where we have showcased that the bhang based preparation, the Vijaya based preparation has benefit, pharmacological benefit, also especially to the Indian population. And this is our range where we have plothras of range, not only in health side where we need the prescription, but we also have wellness that can be bought over to the counters, and that can be taken without prescription. That is Pristine, Rescue, Glide Plus, Ease, Bloom, Forever. And nutrition range also we have like Hemp Hearts, Hemp Seed Oil. And health range, yes, for managing the anxiety, for chronic pain, stress, insomnia, healthy gut, menstrual cycles, to mention few. So with that note, I'll very thankful to the organizing committee to give me an opportunity, and thanks for giving this opportunity to sharing my experience, my learning, whatever I just learned on the cannabis-based medication. I hopeful that would be useful to the young budding scientists who can like make use of such knowledge and do well in their in their future life or wherever they wanted to work, whether they join the corporate or the institution. They can also design some research towards the bhang based medication, and Bombay Hemp Company is happy to support in that way to provide the material for research as well. Thank you everyone, and thank you for the session. Have a great day ahead.